Have you noticed? Sometimes defending yourself feels more exhausting than the actual situation itself. You finally say something. You explain yourself clearly. You stand up for yourself calmly, and afterward, instead of feeling relieved, you feel emotionally drained for hours, maybe even days. You replay the conversation, question your tone, wonder if you should have said less or more, and eventually, you start avoiding difficult conversations completely. That quiet exhaustion follows emotionally drained professionals everywhere, especially at work. Because emotionally exhausted people are often not afraid of conflict itself. They're exhausted by the emotional cost that comes after defending themselves, the replay, the tension, the emotional fallout, the overthinking. Stoics understood something important about emotional exhaustion. The mind becomes tired when it constantly tries to justify its own worth. That's why defending yourself drains emotionally exhausted people so deeply, especially people who spent years staying quiet, avoiding tension, over-explaining, keeping peace, or emotionally managing everyone around them, because when those people finally speak up, their nervous system immediately expects emotional consequences afterward. Awkwardness, judgment, pushback, disapproval. That anticipation alone becomes exhausting. Here's where everything changes. Most emotionally exhausted people do not actually struggle with speaking. They struggle with emotionally carrying the interaction afterward. That's different, because emotionally exhausted professionals often continue defending themselves mentally long after the conversation ends. You replay the moment repeatedly, trying to emotionally fix it afterward. Maybe I sounded rude. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I should explain myself again. That loop quietly destroys emotional energy over time, especially around emotionally difficult people. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." That becomes powerful after difficult conversations, because emotionally exhausted people often keep emotionally reopening conversations internally after they're already finished. Not externally, internally. And that replay creates emotional fatigue. Most people miss this next part. The goal is not becoming aggressive. The goal is learning how to stop emotionally apologizing for having boundaries, because healthy self-respect often feels uncomfortable at first for emotionally exhausted people, especially people conditioned to over-accommodate, emotionally absorb tension, or explain themselves constantly. That discomfort does not mean your boundary was wrong. It means your nervous system is adjusting to protecting yourself. That's also why the Socratic method helps so much. Questions interrupt emotional spiraling afterward. For example, did I actually do something wrong? Or, why do I feel guilty simply for being honest? Simple questions. But questions create emotional clarity, and clarity reduces replay. Epictetus once said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize your mind is complicit in the provocation." That becomes very real after emotionally tense conversations, especially when your nervous system keeps replaying the interaction trying to emotionally resolve it afterward. What conversations still replay in your head lately, even after they already ended? Because, honestly, emotionally exhausted people often spend more energy recovering from defending themselves than actually defending themselves. But Stoicism teaches something powerful. You do not have to emotionally punish yourself for protecting your peace. You can stop replaying the interaction. You can stop over-explaining your boundaries internally. You can let the conversation end emotionally too. And sometimes, the moment you stop mentally reopening difficult conversations afterward is the moment your nervous system finally starts feeling lighter again. If this video felt familiar, subscribe for more modern Stoic strategies for workplace tension, emotional exhaustion, and calm emotional control under pressure.